Tom P.
Hello.
What's your middle name?
Etienne.
How do you spell that?
Etienne.
Is that like a British thing?
No, I think it's like after a band my parents like.
No way.
Yeah.
Because your parents are pretty.
I'm pretty sure it's French.
Oh, okay.
Etienne.
Your parents are pretty like artistic, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
Max said so. Because Max stayed at your parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, my dad's a photographer and my mum used to be a trapeze artist.
No way.
And then she like taught it for a bit and now she's like quite, I think, high up in like the youth creative arts.
Wow.
In Bristol.
What's your dad again?
A photographer.
Photographer, okay. So do you think, I mean, trapeze artists is doing a lot of tricks, right?
Yeah.
You think that's where you get it from?
Maybe. Like she stopped way, I think she stopped way before I was born.
Yeah. But she, I mean, she was like naturally.
But she's very like fit and athletic.
Yeah. Is she still doing tricks?
I bet she could.
Yeah.
But like,
does she do tricks with anything else, like flips or with?
No, she works out though.
Okay.
She like goes to the gym most mornings.
Yeah. What kind of workouts does she do?
Dude, I know she does kettlebells sometimes.
Yeah, nice.
But
okay.
other than that, she does weights sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't really know the specifics.
Nice. How's Copenhagen so far?
It's been great. It's been really fun. It's weird. This is the first event that I'm on. Like, I arrived on Friday. I went to the event and I had 3 days afterwards. Normally, like when I went to EKC or anything, like I'm there. It's like the whole time I'm there, it's leading up to the event. I literally came here. Event happened, and I'm like just chilling for 3 days.
What are you doing?
Yesterday we were just seshing. Well, they like literally just Fred's been taking me out seshing everywhere, showing me the nice spots. Been swimming most mornings. That's been fun. Yeah. At Marcus's house.
Yeah.
That's been great.
Max's?
Marcus's.
What do you think about Copenhagen?
It's really nice. It's like such, I think I told you this, it's such a nice like middle ground between, I think, the Netherlands and the UK. Yeah. Like it's like, I feel like it's really like 50-50. Yeah. Like you can tell it's not the UK, but it's got a lot more like, I think like streetsy vibes. Yeah. It's like, I'm probably not saying that right, but like. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Has, yeah. And Netherlands maybe doesn't have that, it's too clean cut. Netherlands is very like, clean, more European, I think. Oh, okay. Probably the UK is European. Let me turn the screen real quick. Just to make sure it's good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because Fred lives in Norbro? Huh? Does Fred live in Norbro? Yeah, you know where, I think so. And that's kind of known as like the kind of New York version of Copenhagen a little bit. Yeah, the central, maybe he's in Norrport. Norrport, that's it. Okay, so that's like the central area. And then, but I think where you seshed, it's definitely more like graffiti, streety, hippie, he showed me around yesterday, he showed me around I forget what it was. It was like where a bunch of like the Christiana. Yeah. That was really cool. Yeah, I heard like a lot of history about that and like how it is now. That was like a really interesting place to visit for sure. Cool. Yeah, that's a bunch of history in that place, and it's kind of like known around Europe if you kind of know. Yeah. And then once you go there, it's just like Danish hipsters. Yeah, it was really so sick. There was so many cool spots there. We all filmed up and. Did you? Yeah. Are you filming something? No, just I filmed some story tricks, filmed Whitney's post trick, filmed post trick. Like, nice. It was nice. And I think Fred got some stuff as well. Yeah. And did you hit Frederiksberg Garden? The big yellow castle area? Is it over by here? Okay. We went to like one which was like a tower where there was like a spiral staircase on the outside. Yeah, that's like super center. That's like the shopping district kind of. There's a bunch of malls and stuff. That was really sick. And inside there was like a huge like organ. Oh. And, like, it was like a church, I think, or like something like that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. How did the event go? It was good. You tell me, dude. It's your event, man. No, but for you as a spectator. No, it was really fun, dude. It was like that event is insane. That's such a cool event. The venue? Yeah. Like we all showed up. We were seshing outside for a while. That was fun. Like it was a good sesh spot because it was like raining, but it was an undercover spot. It's kind of like a little mini like Parthenon almost. Yeah, so it's like, for sure. Even though it's gonna be ass weather, you can still sesh there. Yeah. And then inside, it was great. It was like a bit of a culture shock first walking in, just being like so many like scooter kids.
Like, whoa.
And then like when we started, they were like all still there. And I was like, okay. But then they were like kind of fizzled out. And
I was like, get out of here. I've warned them so many times. And then like,
and then Rodney was still scootering when the event.
Like, Rodney, get off the scooter. Yeah. Like I warned them, and then I think because I was on a speaker or something, they all came to me. Because they were like, oh, you're about to throw a contest? Or like, what's going on, you know? And I was speaking English, so they don't quite get English yet because they're like young. And then by the time I walk in, I gave them so many warnings. They're just like 20 of them just like standing there. Just like ready to go down the ramp. I'm like, guys, go, you know?
No, but they were all, there was no like bad.
It's just like, you know,
they were just there.
But you were a scooter kid, so
I was one of those.
That's your like, that's
dude,
your.
As soon as that event finished, I was on one of those scooters, dude. Fucking 2018 Tom was back and
yeah.
It was fucking
flipping
sick.
around. Yeah.
But like, they weren't annoying. They were just there and loud because it was like them smashing on the ramps.
It's indoor, wooden. Yeah. So everything's really loud.
But literally, other than that, like the stage was sick. Like it was like a little makeshift stage. Whenever someone got down, they had to fucking slide down the ramps.
Yeah. I really didn't plan much. You know, like. I just
it worked out then.
Yeah, like I had a lot of like big ideas in my head, but then I got caught up with other things, and then I was like, okay, let's just European style, like Dama Madness or Kenfest, something like that. Like you just do it, and
it worked.
Yeah, and it worked, and then I know what to improve on next year. I can make it more of an established
apart
thing.
Apart from your computer not having Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Use hotspots.
Yeah, hotspots. That was one thing. The speaker dying. Also the freestyle.
The fucking freestyle beatboxing you did.
Oh yeah, that wasn't bad though. I mean, I kind of hit the and then the light flickering on stage.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, I noticed. I felt like Rodney was in like the finals and it was like light and then it went so dim. But then he hit everything. So
I know. I was like behind the stage, so from me the light was like on them. So I was like, oh yeah, this is fine. And I just was concerned about what they're seeing. And then I went up so I could kind of view them as the audience is viewing them. And then I'm like, I can't see shit. Like maybe they can be okay, but like everybody else is just dark.
I think it was fine. I think it happened once when I was doing it. Yeah. And like it was just the adjustment. Like once the light went down, like oh, like what's happening? And then you adjust, it's fine. Yeah. But it's just like if it kept on doing that, it's like you have to keep like.
But we're definitely next year there's definitely gonna be a solid light. I'll get the light guy working. Yeah. Which is really, I think it's just an automatic light that's like faulty. Yeah. They've been trying to work it out actually for a while.
I thought it was like almost motion sensor. Like
it's motion sensor, but like we're definitely making motion. So I don't know why it's not working.
But literally, other than that, it was great. It was really good. Cool. It was so much fun. I think the 7 to spike, like I hate 7 to spike with a passion, and that looked really fun. Like, that format. Like I was like, oh, maybe it was fun. Like I did do it obviously, but like
because you were invited, so you
I was seeded in the final, so it was like.
Why do you hate 7 to spike so much?
Huh?
Why do you hate 7 to spike so much?
It was the dropping rule that I hated.
I know, and I took that out.
Yeah, and that's why I liked it.
And Roth was like, this is not 7 to spike anymore, you cannot take out that rule. I'm like, seriously? Like, bro.
He was not having that at all.
It was,
But I think that was a really unique way to do qualifying. Yeah. Like, obviously it wouldn't work at EKC because it would take years. Yeah. But like, for that size of competition, that was really fun. Like when Jordi was like on 6 points and then he lost, he had to go right back to the end of the queue and came back and he still got it. Like it was sick.
I copied that from Brew Battle from Alberta's Cafe Kendamas event. I think he had 7 to spike to get qualified. The line was way longer. It was a bigger event at the time. Oh, wow. So like it was much more. Yeah, I was kind of curious how many people were going to sign up, but like. I was like, okay, well, you got back to the line, so I'm not going to see you for a while. But then, like, literally a few minutes later,
dude, it's like max like 4 minutes. Yeah. Like people didn't have long lines. Yeah. So like,
were you at Brew Battle?
No.
No, I thought okay, yeah, maybe that was just Max.
And we were kind of merging into the same person.
Yeah, the curly hair. Yeah. Okay, that's good. And then how did the comp go?
It was great. It was really good. The open tricks was intense. That was insane. Fred got me out both in freestyle and open.
Yeah, he had that like Nordic power in him.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm staying with him as well. I can't even be mad at him.
Yeah. That's like the tax that you
both of our matches were like really close. Yeah. Like I like to think our freestyle was close. Like Rolf had to think for a good like
a few minutes
while for winning the comp. And then obviously our open match was like 2-2 and like we matched on 2-2. I think we matched two tricks, once on 2-2, and then he got. It was obviously lightning drop 2-turn swap spike. Like he has that obviously.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I think you hit it.
I didn't hit it. I got the one turn. I did it. It did one turn. I just
spiked it. I thought it was in. Okay.
And then he did the 2 turn because he's got that Danish style.
Yeah, and he just like it's like a lighthouse for him.
Like he shouldn't have missed that first one. He did it. Like literally the tongue was coming around perfect and he wet tipped it.
Yeah.
And then
you're like, I gotta hit this right now.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Oh, what'd you think about, so this time for the Open Division for Nordic Kendamas Cup, I printed out 444 tricks, and then I didn't tell anybody these tricks.
Like, did you make 444 tricks, or did you, like...
I copied and pasted from some different events, and then from the fundamentals on Kendamas.
Really? Yeah. I thought you'd done that. Yeah.
And then there was just a few more that I needed to fill in that I just kind of made up on the spot. I think maybe some KDBC stuff, but that's how I did it.
Wild ones there. I remember like the third trick that got pulled was 1, 2, 3, stunt fast flip.
Yeah.
Like, me and Rin just looked at each other like, dude. Yeah. And then the guy next to him tried to put, like, I think pulled airplane J stick.
Yeah, but what did you think about that?
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I like practicing for Open.
Yeah.
But
you couldn't.
I like practicing for Open, so that was a bit of a bummer. But other than that, like, really, like, I felt so like I don't know, it was just different.
Yeah. In the moment?
Yeah, for sure. Like going up on stage, like not having to, like, obviously as soon as the comp started, as soon as I saw the tricks being done, I did the tricks. Like, but then obviously, like, I'm not going to pull those tricks because there's 444 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a really new experience. It was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do good, so...
Yeah, so you don't like it.
I don't like it because I didn't win.
Yeah. But I thought it would be cool to, like, okay, whoever's going to win is just going to be the most honed at that event, you know, at that time.
Sure. And Nick won, right?
Yeah. So I guess there wasn't a big difference between usual Open. I guess he ends up being the most honed.
Zach and Fred?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess Fred was like, it could have been...
Dude, Fred's like really consistent. Like,
he is really consistent.
And I saw it when I was with him when I was up against him in freestyle, like, I was expecting him to miss so many tricks. Like, he was in the middle of a line, like, there's no way he's spiking that, and he would just like toss it to Lighthouse and it'd be clean.
Yeah.
And it was on a natty Flox mod.
Yeah.
And I just did, like, he was like, oh, okay, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they were all like genuinely like perfectly clean saves, no like none of them like even close to being like handed. Like they're all just perfect.
No, I know.
Wild.
Yeah, when I play with him in person, I'm always so impressed. Like we'll be ciphering, and then like he'll go off, and I'm just like screaming, like, oh my god, like, that's crazy. And I feel like he's pretty low key. He's super low key. He doesn't really post and doesn't really play at events.
I talked to him like last night. He was like, and then the morning and the last night, like how he films, he just like will not go for anything over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like what a lot of people film, they just don't enjoy anything over that. So he would just like proper camera up. Like when we were stacking clips yesterday,
at 10 minutes he would stop?
No, him and Jen filmed, he got his trick in 1 minute.
Yeah.
And like all of us, like the day before, when it was the festival, I forget what the festival was called, the bonfire.
Yeah, I actually didn't. Oh yeah. You went that? Yeah, and it was
Do you know what it's called?
The sun thing, like with the sun solstice.
Yeah, we were at that. And I got my post trick there. It took me like half an hour. I filmed Jen for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And then we filmed, like everybody was filming that period of time the next day.
Yeah.
And then Fred Style got it in 1 minute. Just like an insane trick.
Yeah.
Like he's just said, I was just spamming, but it was like a perfect, like 3-3, like all triples line, like.
Yeah. Yeah, Fred, Marcus has always told me, like, he is so low key. And when I was visiting, like, I obviously knew him and he was really good, but he was a chromie. Yeah. But Marcus would always claim that he's like the best player in Europe like 4 years ago. And I'm like, I don't know. But then you see him play, you're like, oh my God, like maybe, you know? And now there's been a lot more Europeans like you. But at the time, it like, you can go back on his page and see him hit like handle straight to 3-tap, swap to handle. And like, that was a long time ago.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And he's got like the insane editing skills as well. We've been talking about. Like,
for sure.
So much going for him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. Everyone should watch the King edit, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. That was like, I told you were there when I was telling him like King and Langalingo were like the 2 edits that I fully only just watched to inspire like the thingy edit I made.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
Those are the 2 edits I usually studied. Like, okay, I want that.
That's
right. I want that. I want that.
Yeah.
And then I after, like when we were together at EKC, he told me, oh yeah, I edited both of those.
Yeah.
I had no idea he edited either of those.
Yeah.
I knew he edited King A, obviously.
Yeah, but not the letter, yeah.
But I did no idea he edited Underlinger either.
Yeah, and I was just telling you, I was studying his editing because I'm much more clean cut, more like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I would watch him and watch his B-roll and like the decisions he makes, and it's just so random to get that street style, like that skateboarding. Like he's just filming like literally him walking with the camera, and then he puts that in his B-roll, and his editing and the lettering on the screen, you know,
it's
like
just definitively just cool.
Like, it's just super cool. Like he can't. It's just so undeniably.
It's just cool. Like, it's not like there's nothing like that even like is like cringe or anything. It's just
it's so cool. Yeah.
I wish there was more people editing like that.
I know. I wish I could edit like that. Because I put in so much work into editing, but I just have my own style. I can't.
I mean, your edits are wild too.
Yeah.
They're sick.
Yeah. But there's so much taste and so much style.
It's like
everything he does.
I feel like it was definitely like peak at like when like 2018, 19 Chrome. He would say he would say like earlier on, but obviously I started in 2017, so I hadn't like got that vibe like after 2017. But like that was when like, I feel like that was when the most of that type of edit was coming out for sure.
There was really nothing like Chrome in 2018 in terms of the style that they had and the way they put out stuff.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that. Yeah. And I own Lotus, and I live in Copenhagen, and you play for Seoul.
But they were so.
It was just, I mean, the branding then with what they were doing, it was. Like I don't know. It was just so out of Kendama. Like it was so above what the size of the community, and it was like just it would have been cool for skateboarding. It would have been cool for basketball. It would have been cool for everything. And shout out like Torquil Fred.
Yeah, for sure. That I feel like that. And that Fred mentioned, I forget his name, but like Fred mentioned another guy that like. I think he took a lot of his editing inspiration from. Yeah. Apparently he's like does not have any social media presence at all.
Marcus and Fred right now are just screaming their name at us watching this interview. And
when we put it at the bottom, maybe.
I want to say I have a bunch of Danish names in my head.
I have no
idea. Okay.
Like, he told me it yesterday. It's literally gone on my other ear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not like Matthias.
That guy apparently was like a massive part of it as well.
Yeah, and he's super low key. I can picture his face actually.
Yeah, Fred told me he doesn't have a phone at all.
Yeah,
he just
right. Yeah, there's some weird Danish guys like that. Can I tell you a story of another guy?
Great.
I forget his name too. Yeah, again, Fred and Marcus are freaking out right now. But he probably has a flip phone. He like would hang out at Crom shops here and there, and I saw him one time, and he was like a 14-year-old kid smoking cigarettes, eating pizza, and he did post one video, and the only trick he would ever go for would be an triple inward stilt backflip with a triple typhoon. He hit that in 2018, 2019.
What?
And he would never spike. Like he would be like land it and then like laugh and be happy and then like miss the spike because he like, And this kid, oh my God, his name just came to me. But like he's the most mysterious person because there's 3 mysterious stories that I have about him. Carl, his name's Carl.
Okay.
The first is that Nick Gallagher hit me up randomly and was like, hey, Carl's in Tokyo. And he was like, how'd you get to Tokyo, bro? Second is one time when I first moved to Copenhagen, we were just seshing at a park. We hadn't seen Carl in a long time, and he shows up barefoot and just starts seshing with us. And he hasn't played in a while, and he hit that trick and didn't spike it. And then I forgot the third mysterious thing about him. I think he lived on a farm for a while.
Of course he did.
Yeah, but...
was there any like thought of him coming to this or not? Or is he like...
it's one of those things you can't really reach out to him. You just kind of like put the opportunity out there and just hope that he responds.
If he's there, he's there.
Like I guess he either... We didn't really get it out of him, but he either saw the jam that I had where he came. He either saw that online or he just was walking around the park that day. We don't really know.
He goes where the wind blows.
Yeah, but he literally would just show up to a jam, hit triple inward stilt backflip with 3 typhoons, and like
wild.
So wild. Yeah, and like he just likes like tightrope and like that trick.
I mean, Fred was like talking to me yesterday about like when he was like wondering like when do you reckon the next like do you reckon it'll ever happen when like a major comp just gets won by someone that doesn't have an Instagram? Yeah. Like, that almost happened at EKC with Adrian.
Yeah.
But like,
true.
He was like saying like, it's always like one of these Danish kids just went to EKC and just like won.
I always just imagine, I'm sure
it
people
happens all the
have.
time in like beginner and intermediate.
Really?
Like,
oh yeah, right. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say scootering or something.
No.
Yeah. I just imagine just somebody going to like a deserted island, or like me doing this for some reason, and living there for a year and just playing every day, and then coming back and seeing how good I
just
would
like
be.
delete Instagram and just just like,
and I have no phone and just like
power move.
Like honestly, I have this weird thought in my head sometimes of just me like, have you seen the movie with Tom Hanks where the plane goes down and he gets stuck on an island? It's like he like makes friends with his volleyball, he goes crazy. He's like 3 years just stranded on an island. Really good movie. But if that happened to me, I just would hope that I have my kendama, and of course I wish my baby and my wife, I hope that they're happy. But if I have my kendama, it'd be really cool just to like, all right, you know, hopefully I get rescued and hopefully I can find food, but let's just grind.
Let's just fucking get good.
Let's just grind, dude. And let's get back. Like, I wonder if that happened, if I would be.
How long would that dama last you though?
Right, but I would have to just, you know, the paint would all fall off at some point. It would turn natty.
Well, spike though, that's what I'd be worried about.
Right,
but I can't play kendamas with a messed up spike.
You could if you were there for a year and you had nothing to do.
I would. Yeah,
you would probably get over that, but the string too, you have to worry about.
Dude, imagine how gross that string would get.
Yeah, but like how good would your string? You would just destroy Yasi for now, and your string control would be so good because it'd be all moldy and dirty and stuff, and then you'd have to use it, right? But I guess the string would break, and then you'd have to go stringless.
Go beat Elliot. Then.
Yeah, beat Elliot. Yeah, maybe Elliot gets summoned and rescues you.
Dude, that's something I feel like I can imagine Elliot doing just on desert island, just shirtless.
Yeah.
Just like with this most brown, black kendama coming with all the bodily fluids.
Yeah. And then his ken is just like so dirty, like dark brown, you know? Yeah, that'd be really fun. Do you ever have visions like that where you just imagine like...
it'd be sick to just like go like completely off grid, come back, just absolute power move, just thrash everybody.
But
then I wonder like if you come back and there's like you miss like Lake Goons. Like imagine if someone did this in 2018 and it's like in this process right now and it's gonna come back now. They wouldn't be doing Lake Goons. If you played for a year by yourself, I wonder if you would just get incredibly good at like your own one trick you thought of. Yeah. Like imagine somebody just like, almost like a Ben Hurled where you just like, okay, I kind of think of this trick and then like you just go so crazy that you just do it over and over again. For sure. And by the time you come back, like, no, it's not the trick, but then you're like 10 levels advanced in it. Yeah. Or if you just get really good at like, I do, that's the thing, that's why Instagram is like so valuable, I think. It's like, it allows everybody to share what they're scheming. And like, the fact that obviously everybody talked about like, the fact that Fringe Case came out and changed the whole, like range of tricks back then, like it literally changed people like that are playing like Jack Gillian would not be doing pinches now. I mean, I created this new style after New Gen, which I call postmodern. Yeah, okay. String pinches, and now Jack has his own way of like moving that kendama around. For sure. Yeah. Like literally like under 10 people, I think, is even close to. Yeah, like, totally. Zaki's close, but like... Zaki is like level, I think, actually, to be fair. He posted something the other day where it just looked like and now he can turn stunt fast all of a sudden, and now he's just doing that with pinches, and it's just like he's doing... But like the one pin trick he had, he was just like moving this around. Yeah. Oh my god, it looks so cool. Dude, I saw like, I think... It's a whole different style of flow, you know? Yeah, it's wild. I didn't even know it was possible. Yeah, there's so much, like... There's so much stuff that's possible. People have said that forever though. Like, no. Now it's like cliche, right? Yeah. Well, you went to what? Minnesota and Nashville. And Chattanooga. No, but also I was Chattanooga. I mean, that's probably gonna be. I know. Yeah. I mean, I just want to make sure that you're judging America based off of good cities. Yeah. Well, I've also been to Santa Monica since I was like 14. And with all those, so you have a good judge on America. Yeah, I've been to New York as well. And you don't like it? I do. I like it. I couldn't live there though. Yeah. I do like America. I just couldn't live there. Is it guns? No. I'll tell you what it is. So you like guns? Fuck. Dude, now Piers Morgan shows up. Yeah. No, it's just the driving. That's the bit I couldn't do. It's like when people say like, you can't get anywhere without driving. I was like, I'm sure I could just cycle there. It would just be a longer cycle. Like,
yeah.
When I was there, like, like you actually can't get anywhere without driving.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
when I was with Chad and Alex, like, I had an amazing time, obviously, with them. They were amazing. But it's just like, we drove everywhere. Yeah. And it's just like very different to how I live.
And I think Americans are just so used to it. Like I was. And now that I moved to Copenhagen, like I'm very rarely driving, and when I am, I just have this terrible feeling of just like not being outside, just being in this hunk of metal.
For sure.
Instead of like being on a bike with you get exercise, your legs get tired.
I love cycling.
Your wind's blowing through your hair. You're just like the communities around you. You see people. You have to interact with people much more personally. Like I've always been in a few crashes, and like instead of the car, if you honking and taking out your finger, you're like looking at them like face to face, like oh my bad, bro. Like I'm, like this is weird. Yeah, way too personal. Yeah, way too personal. Like I like this one Walt driver, this delivery driver. He like went through a red, and he's on this electric bike, and they usually just kind of go through things because they have to get to the delivery quick, I guess. But my driver, New York driver, DC driver instinct came in. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. And then like, he just like kind of looked at me like literally where we are right now because he almost hit me. Yeah. And I'm like, sorry, bro. Like I just apologized. I was like my bad, dude. Like, you just didn't see me. Like no big deal, Because like in a car, in a car, like you just kind of roll up the window and you're kind of still mad. You're like, you're not gonna do anything. I'm in this protected. I've locked the door. Yeah, I've locked the door. You can't do anything.
Like, I can just imagine you like getting so aggressive and just completely reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. So I learned my lesson that way, but
no, I love cycling a lot. I think it's like one of my second biggest hobby apart from Kendama. Like I do it everywhere. Like I ride fixed gear. Yeah. So I like built my own bike. Like it's hot. Like it's how I travel everywhere in the UK.
Yeah. Okay.
But like it's cycling here and cycling in the UK is very different. I think because here it's like much more like integrated. There's like a bike lane with like arrows. There's like you change bike lanes into which way you want to go. Yeah. Whereas like so it's much nicer. Whereas in the UK it's just you're on the road free fall. But everybody's cycling still. It's just on the road.
Oh, okay. People do cycle. Yeah.
Like, I'd say it's like 70% of what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Like maybe 75, 80.
Yeah. Okay. But they're not as established with their roads and stuff.
It's just not. Yeah. There's like a cycle path every now and then. Yeah. But like. It's just everybody's on the road, and it's. Is
there something that you like about that, or do you just?
I quite like it because I'm very used to it, and I'm very like comfortable in it. Yeah. And it like.
But don't you don't like cars coming behind you and stuff, and like.
I kind of mind. I'm kind of very used to like filtering through traffic. Yeah. Like I kind of enjoy it. Like it's like fun.
Yeah. If I ride my bike back in Perrysburg, which I've done like literally 100 times in my life, right? Not that many times. It's my hometown, a suburb of Ohio. Like there's that many cars, and it's really nice being on the street, and there's trees and everything. But I can't imagine cycling in New York City or something.
For sure. I mean, I cycled all throughout. I stayed with my cousins for like a week when I was in that 3-month long trip with like last summer. Yeah. In Santa Monica, and they gave me one of their bikes, and I was cycling all throughout there, and that was pretty chill. Like there was a cycle path on most roads. Like I was going up and down like Venice Beach. Obviously, that's like that cycle path there. Yeah. But like. It was pretty that was obviously different, but it was definitely doable. Yeah. But I couldn't imagine doing it in like Chattanooga or something.
No one does.
No, like I saw like I think the
motorcycle.
Whole time I was there, the whole time I was there, I think I saw like maybe 2 people on bikes, and it was like like very much like kind of like maybe homeless people or like stuff like that. And, like, it's wild.
Right. That's funny.
But I did have an amazing time there. Like, I want to emphasize that it was like no fault of Chad and Alex. Like they made it good.
But that's a very standard like.
Yeah, it was just a classic culture shock being there. Like, oh wow, like I have to change the way I travel around for sure.
Yeah. You made me feel bad one time because I started cycling and I have like a pretty nice. I show you my bike when I get downstairs. Okay. It's a really nice bike. It's like all white and stuff. I'm really pumped about it. It just looks all cool.
Dude. Yeah. Same.
And I've been cycling a ton in Copenhagen. You know, I go pretty fast, so that's cool.
Cool.
But I with my friend Jacob too, who you probably saw, the tall blonde. He's like the one that does a lot of behind the back stuff and like lanky guy. He was at Nordic Kendamas Open. He's a really good friend. And we started doing like workouts, right? Like we cycle like, I think the most we did was like 40K or something. Okay. And I had a helmet on, I bought bike shorts. The last time I did it, we did it like 2 times. We talked about doing it like every week, right? And we've done it 2 times, but and then he moved away. But I didn't eat and I felt so bad and it just sucked. Yeah. And I was like, man, that was so hard. And then I see your Instagram story like a few months later of you cycling like 60K and then a picture of your bike, which is not as nice as mine, like not as like fast for sure. Like I have like a little racing bike and it feels like for you just kind of are like,
it's a track bike just with razor bars.
Okay.
So it's like fixed gear, so it only has like 1 gear.
Yeah.
And like a front brake for emergencies, but the way you brake is like by back pedaling.
Yeah.
But it's like a track bike that you do like on circles. It's like a.
So there's bigger wheels?
Not really.
Is it just a regular, like you can kind of take it anywhere?
Yeah. It's just very, very like simple, and that's what I like about it because it's like there's no maintenance. It's just like 1 gear. Yeah. Like no brakes, no like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I saw like a screenshot of you biking how many kilometers, like 50K, 60K?
Yeah, I've done like a few 120s, but that was like.
Oh my god. How long is that? 8 hours?
I think the Strava moving time was like 4 hours 50.
Okay.
But I'll stop and I'll like maybe get a story trick. Yeah. I'll stop, like have some water, have like my bar. Yeah. Have like a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's fun, but the only like 100K route I know that I can do without like getting lost is like a really like shitty like gravel path, which I hate doing. Yeah. But like if I'm just like if it's a nice day and I need to move and I can't be asked to like use my head to go anywhere, I'll just go down that path. It's like initially I could go probably for like 250K. Yeah. And it just doesn't stop. So I just go there until I'm done. And then you go normally back. I'll like set a goal in my head like okay I want to do 100K and then when I get to 50K I'll turn around. And, like,
Okay. And then with the fixed gear, I mean, with like multiple gears, you can probably, I'm sure you can accelerate quicker if you're in a lower gear. Yeah. And then if you're in a higher gear or the other way around, I mean, once you have speed, you can kind of go faster, but fixed gear, you can't do that? Or
fixed gear, like your pedals are like completely attached to the back cog, so you can't coast. Yeah. You have to like carry on pedaling. Always. Yeah, so if you stop pedaling, the back wheel stops. Yeah. So that's the way you brake, because you have like foot clips, so you push up on the back, you pull up on the front pedal, back on the last pedal, and you like
Okay. Yeah. Why do you do fixed gear? Just because it's cool?
I really like it. I think the bike looks really cool. I think it's really, the maintenance is really like easy. Yeah. The community around it's really cool.
I've heard about that. In Japan, I think I saw. Takia's filmer does.
Yeah. He has a whole fixed gear like side thing. It's so.
Vivian, I think his name is.
Yeah. I know that guy. He's insane. And like at one point, he was like the only account I watched because he posted the best Kendama tricks and he posted the best.
Fix your stuff.
Like stuff. It was perfect.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. His coloring is so good on those clips.
Dude, they're like I remember you said they're the like absolute power duo.
Yeah, the power duo. Like, you can't get better than that. Like honestly, if I had to pick first of all, you pick a player, you're gonna pick Takia for an Instagram clip. But then if you had to pick a filmer, he's up there.
He's literally he's like
he's the best.
Probably one of the best filmers.
So it's like it's literally
and editor and like color grader. I don't know if he does all of that. I'm assuming he does.
I'm assuming he does.
But like
I wonder if he just slaps a LUT on or if he actually is like it just looks incredible. Yeah, I mean I think he's using a Sony A7 III, like a pretty usual.
Yeah. Did you look at his camera at Carpus?
I asked him, yeah. It's honestly like doing with LeBron, you know, like you can't get better.
I haven't seen many clips filmed by him in a bit. I wish he was like.
He's a kindergarten teacher. Do you know that?
Oh, what? That's sick.
Yeah, that's super cool. I can't wait to go back. You're not going to KWC this year?
No, probably like. Yeah, no. I up until like last month, I'd be like, probably almost definitely not, and now I can't. It's so expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
It's like I really want to go catch and flow at some point. Yeah. Maybe, hopefully this year, depending on when it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's really what I want to do, and I just want to go back to Japan. And the cup format is so terrifying. I kind of don't want to put myself through that again. Yeah. It's wild. Well, I got a cup trick this year. That's what I need. You got a cup trick this year.
I just hit on you and Ken.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about the final result.
Yeah.
It was 2-2.
It was 2-2. One of us had to prove it still.
One of us had to prove it still. Of course you have to mention that. Not just the score. So did you press the left for cup last year?
Yeah.
You did?
But only because the whole Seoul team was practicing and that was what we were doing.
Okay. Like you mean at KC or just the months before?
The whole time I was in Japan, that was the whole activity.
What about like beforehand preparing?
Yeah, I'd say so. I was really trying to put together a run. Dude, I knew putting together a run was complicated, but I didn't know it was going to be this complicated. Yeah. Like, it is insane how much, like, indecisive, like, how much in the back of my mind, like, there could be a better combination. Yeah. Like,
not confident in your...
For sure. Like, I was, like, I was switching it all the time. Like, I switched it the day before Cup. Like, because Max told me...
For your final run or your qualifying run?
Dude, I never really... I made my qualifying run the weekend before Cup. Because my whole aim for there to do that was to qualify. Once I qualified, I would have made my run that night. And like, because I felt like if I made my run before, it was kind of like jinxing it almost. But
I think that's probably a good strategy too, to kind of feel out what trick is going to be best up until the day. And you're like, okay, and then all of a sudden you're like feeling that, the one cup trick. You're like, oh, I got that, and I can fit that in there.
But like literally, I was like, okay, I'm not going to change it now. I'm going to practice this and get good at this list, and then I'll change it again. And like, Max told me, and there's so many like little bits about each trick that you could not know, unless like someone tells you. Like with the inward finger balance, like you go, oh, you can do it this way, and it's so much easier. With the
I think everybody was like, oh my god, that night.
And then I remember, I think you were there. Max was like, oh yeah, with the trip spacewalk, you can do one turn in, and I was like, oh, okay, that's way easier then. Like,
and then if you had known that, you would have practiced that way before.
That way more, because like trip spacewalk to just airplane in.
It's way harder.
I couldn't do that. At one turn in, it's like
or you can go for either one. You can see what the airplane is. It's
wild. So like, that's why I think like people that are living there haven't like they can just like talk to each other and like, oh yeah, you're allowed to do this. I would just
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I guess it's important.
I went to Japan, like my whole run changed. Like the way I did tricks changed. Like it was
what score were you going for at the time?
I forget, but it was like enough. It was just enough to qualify with my wild card.
86, 87, or no, probably 84 maybe.
Yeah, but I think almost like mid to low 80s. I think.
Okay.
No, low 80s it was.
Yeah.
And like, if I got it, it would have been enough to qualify my wild card.
Yeah.
But I missed one trick.
What trick?
Ken bird, Ken spike.
Yeah. The stalls.
Because shakes.
Yeah.
Like, I hit that one. I never missed in any of the runs. Dude, like when I was when all the runs are going up.
Yeah.
Like before you, like in the squares, I was hitting like for the whole day. I was hitting both my tricks in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
No, both my lists, sorry, in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I want to get all 10 tricks in this.
Yeah.
And obviously that's double what I need to do.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I went up in the box, obviously, it changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you hit?
I missed one. I didn't really practice though. Like for this cup, I'm practicing.
You were only there for like 3 days, right? Or something.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm going back for 4 days this year. Yeah. Daddy duty, you know?
Yeah.
But so I was really happy to go, and this year I've been practicing way more.
Sick. Is your 4-10 in it?
That is like the second level 10, right? For my strategy, I'm just like I have a list of like maybe 15 tricks that I'm just practicing, and then by the time like a week before, or whenever I'm confident, I'll just finally go with those tricks. So, so we'll see before I get there. Yeah, just to see.
You got finals run sorted, or like kind of thinking about it?
Yeah, I never did a finals run last time. So I didn't really prepare that much, but I didn't need it anyway. But this time I kind of picked like 25 tricks that I am pretty confident in. I haven't practiced them at all. I've just been practicing qualifying. But of course, practicing for qualifying is a little bit practicing for finals, but practicing those tricks that I can put in there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not July yet, so I hope to keep up my practice and I hope to qualify. That's the goal.
Yeah. That was basically my mindset last year.
Yeah, it'd be really, really cool.
Just try to get behind those shakes, and that's like your set, basically.
Yeah. See how it goes. So who do you think is going to win this year?
It's boring, but I think Takuya's going to win again.
Yeah.
Like
how confident are you?
Not as confident as last year, but I still think he's going to win.
Okay.
Because he like showed up he did the EKC thing that everybody's seen. I think Nick's got a better chance this year because of the amount of times he's practiced.
Yeah.
Like he's told me he's been like really like, and all they're doing right now is like Kendama.
But who is that?
Nick.
Nick Gallagher?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I think he's like has a better chance. apparently Alex has been practicing a lot.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you knew anything about that. It's kind of like a myth, like legend.
He told me he wasn't going to EKC because he wanted to prioritize Cup. Yeah. Which is like, yeah. So that's kind of what I know.
Yeah. So everyone knows.
Yeah. I know he's going to Cup, and I know he wants to do good.
Yeah.
But that's what he said last year, and I was practicing with him last year because obviously I was living with him going up to it.
Yeah.
And like, he would get really like demotivated mid practice, but he would still be insane when he practiced them. Obviously, like. Oh, like I was still like the fucking like I was still in awe when I was with him. Like we were trying to practice our list together. His was like 10 times harder than mine. He was like not getting it in like half the time, and he was annoyed. Like he like did it in like less than like over half the time. Yeah. And he was like, I think at least maybe I'm like exaggerating that. But yeah, he's really good at Kendama. So he's like gonna be. And I remember last year I think he wasn't like happy how he performed, but then he still got like I remember he got 8th, but I remember him finishing his run and he was like pretty bummed, but he ended up getting 8th and he was like hyped on that. And then Kelvin got 14th I think, and he was like really hyped on that.
Wow, I didn't seem like Alex practiced that much, but
he's like he's just no matter what, he's one of the best Kenama players in the world. He's gonna do good, like if he practices or not. Like I think he really wants to like get top 5 though. I think at some point. Yeah. I don't want to speak for him, but like
you're excited to see.
Yeah, I think he can do good. I think if he like practices a lot, but he's got like obviously his Depop at the moment, so that might be taking up a lot of his time.
Yeah.
I think if he puts his mind to it, I don't know what he's doing. I'm not like with
talking to him.
Yeah. Well, like apart from like classic Kenama player talk.
Yeah. Who else do you think has a chance?
Yasuo if he makes a serious qualifying run.
Yeah.
Or finals run.
Yeah.
Last year was like, it was sick, but he obviously just put all the level 12s, right?
Yeah, so, something like that. You just went for it.
Dude, I don't know. EKC posted the fundraiser for Adrian.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him do good.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's who I would love to see do good.
Yeah. Did you know of Adrian well before?
No, we met at Coterie though.
Okay.
We didn't talk much at Coterie. But like, I saw him compete at Coterie. I knew of him before Coterie, obviously, because he like posted insane tricks. Yeah. Did you?
Really?
Dude, he was like doing the multiple turn stunt fast, like
a long
before
time ago.
Anybody. Like like at the same time D Westy was doing them for the first time. Okay. Like he was like so early on that grind. Yeah. I don't know if he has like a new account now, or he archived all of them, or he deleted all of them. Yeah. But they like they're not around anymore.
Yeah. Because I would have been thrown out to see if I probably recognize him from his clips, but I didn't. Yeah. It doesn't ring a bell when I first.
Yeah. He posted some insane tricks back in like 2020. Yeah. 2021. Okay. And now he's just insanely consistent. Yeah. And he's like, we obviously met at Coterie, didn't talk much, but then we met again obviously at EKC, we talked a lot more then. He's like a lovely
Then he won first place at Open. Yeah.
Beat Nick, yeah.
Yeah, the way that he was playing, he just was really composed and really consistent.
He had a really unique Open start, I think. Like he like was so low down on his squats, like it was like almost like really bouncy. Like he did the like lighthouse inward bounce lighthouse. And he was like he just moved really uniquely on stage and just like so sick. Like, I think it was me and Jack Gillian at the back of like on the stairs at the back of EKC, just like absolutely like
stoked about him.
Yeah, just absolutely like invested. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. And then he ended up winning. Yeah, it's interesting that you can just kind of tell a player's top level just by watching them do any sort of trick.
You can tell he's not like, you can tell he's been around for a while by the way he plays. You can tell he's not just a kid that is unique, like naturally good. Well, he obviously is naturally good, but you can tell it's not just like, he's putting the time. Yeah. And he's like, he's got this years behind him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It'd be really cool to see what he can do.
I hope he gets there, for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's seeded as well.
Yeah, right, because he won EKC.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an advantage. Yeah. So what are you up to these days, Kendama-wise? Are you, seems like you're playing a lot? I'm
playing a lot.
Yeah, okay. Is it more than before? You've been keeping up
very differently to what I was before. Like we had obviously that interview a year and a bit ago now.
Yeah.
And like, I think the way I play is way different.
Okay.
Now, I'd say, because obviously back then I was like very much like my whole motivation was behind hitting hard tricks.
Yeah.
And I think that still is the case, but there's so much more. I think that I'm having a lot more fun just making posts that I like and like putting other aspects into it that I like the camera quality, the music, the style of the trick.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a lot more healthy way to play, I think.
Yeah.
Like I was doing that back then, I was like, I think I mentioned like I was like, what? It's like a whole thing is like when back in like 2020, I like, the only reason I played was to post hard tricks.
Yeah.
And it was just like such a toxic mindset, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so much nicer to have like a lot more aspects to go into your posts that make you proud of that post.
Yeah.
Like like I said, like the camera quality, the way it looks, just the creativity of the trick.
Yeah. But setting up the camera and making sure that it looks good.
Yeah.
And taking the time to do that, doesn't it can kind of take away from the difficulty because...
For sure. Yeah, because obviously like the camera quality, like you're gonna have a camera that might not be able to record for as long, you can't see the framing, depending on what camera, because the camera I have at least, like it only records for 20 minutes and then it stops and then I have to like turn it off and on again.
Okay.
And like, then I only have a certain amount of batteries, I only have a certain amount of like storage space, which is fine because I can just delete the videos, but it's just with a phone, it's much easier to hit harder tricks. You can just prop it up, get it, go until you get it.
Right, you can just go anywhere as well. You're looking probably for a nice spot to film at.
Yeah, which I still do the phone thing sometimes when I was like, I grinded for a hard trick, like when I say grinded, like 3 or 4 hours for a trick. Like, I did that for the first time again, like a few weeks ago for like the trip Ken straight into Dragoon spike. But other than that, like I've been trying to like, they still take long. I still hit tricks I'm proud of course, but they don't take like five hours like I did before.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was just like, I love to post regularly, and it just was not sustainable for me to do 5 hour grinds. Yeah. And I just have so much more fun hitting tricks that I enjoy. Yeah. That are still hard. That are still like.
Well, how do you find that balance between difficult enough to be happy about posting, but then also like...
It's such a mental, it's a very hard like mental, like making sure that you still want to post a trick that's impressive, but one that you know you're
But I haven't really seen a difference in your tricks. I feel like the last tricks that I've seen, you have been posting more. I've noticed the slow-mo on the story, I love that. Yeah. But it feels like you're still hitting absolute bangers, but I guess in your head it's...
That's the thing, like people like, it's definitely such a mental thing. Like, I think before, like, if a trick didn't just take long, I would think it wasn't good. Yeah. Whereas now, like, I can kind of see it from a third-person perspective. Yeah. Whereas, like, I've been playing for a bit, so it's like I can hit pretty hard tricks without having to like bust my ass off for 5 hours, like sweating and like. Yeah. But like, like saying that, I still get fucking frustrated over tricks. Like, I still grind like maybe like an hour, maybe 2. Yeah. Like, which is still, I think, longer than a lot of people. Which is like, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Yeah.
So your mindset, maybe I can try to explain it.
Yeah, I think I've just like been having more fun. I think it's trying to be more healthy with it. To be fair.
Is it more like before? You would really just focus on posting a trick that you might not have had, and then you want to really focus on the improvement. So you go for a trick that like kind of way more out of reach.
Like with last spring, like I was obviously doing I hit the 6 jug late 6, and then I just went for the 7 jug late 7, and that took like probably like 3 hours, maybe like over like 6 or 7 3-hour filming sessions just to add one more chemical on either side of the jug. Yeah. Like, it's not very creative. I still love that trick and I still love that I hit that. But like, that's it. That's the only bit that I was proud of, is like just the trick. Yeah. Like, it is yeah.
Versus, give me an example of
whereas like one of my favorite tricks now is like maybe like one of the nice, really like slow-mo ones that I push slow-mo story. It's like a nice track behind it. Yeah. It's like, I always have been thinking about if someone viewed my Instagram that doesn't play kendama, what would they would like to see as well. Like.
Okay, so like, give me an example of a trick that you hit recently that maybe you're not the most proud of difficulty-wise, but you're happy that you posted it?
I did that trick like last week, which is the trip Ken jug, trip turn stunt fast, insta jug late, jug trip Ken.
Trip Ken jug, trip flip stunt fast,
insta pull out juggle late trip Ken spike. And it took like 30 minutes.
I guess it's difficult. I mean, it's difficult. Obviously, you're at a level that it's difficult for everybody, but I would probably consider, I guess, in seeing that you do trip Ken, I saw you do a few trip tosses and stunt fast, like you have those.
I've also like just learned the trip turn, like multiple turn stunt fast.
Yeah.
So they're just so much fun. I think the past like 8 posts I've done have been like multiple turn stunt fast.
Yeah.
Just because they finally clicked, and it's been a trick that I've never understood.
Yeah.
And they finally like started to click. And that's all I've been doing.
Okay.
Because they're just fun.
And I guess in terms of the difference between where you were a year ago and now is also probably you're thinking about the trick for the community of is this something that other people can do versus you just doing the trick that you want to do.
Yeah.
And you're not really thinking, I'm sure there's a lot of people who could do the trip. Like Rodney obviously was really honed the trips, right?
Dude, he could hit that trick.
Yeah.
Probably in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then like the 7-7 is probably something more like you're motivated to hit that trick because
not a lot of people
can
do that. But still before that, Micah and Johnny still hit that before me. But
is that like a good representation?
Yeah. That I was about to say like that's a really good example. Like a year ago, I would be like not bummed, but like kind of like a bit annoyed at myself if someone if I hit a trick and then someone hit it again. Not that I wouldn't say bummed, but I'd be like. Yeah, it would be a bit more like of a negative for me if someone could like do the trick I was doing.
You really wanted to push the scene.
I wanted to do whereas now it's just like if it's a hard trick for me, I'm just like
you're gonna go for it.
I know it's like a good trick at least. Yeah. And like it took me a while, and it's a trick that I used trying, and then I got it, and it was and I felt good when I hit it. It's like
okay. I guess maybe what you're doing is like you're taking away the drive to push the game forward with like a crazy Tom Pattenden banger that's like way ahead, but then you're kind of replacing that with like a really nice looking shot.
I wouldn't say like, I don't like to think that I would like give up on that completely. I just like, I don't want every post, not like every post has to, like, the only reason I'd post would be if it was a trick that I thought, okay, this is gonna be a really cool trick that's gonna replace everybody about how hard it is. Whereas now like I'll do that every once in a while, like if I'm in a grindy mood. Like I would force myself to be in a grindy mood to hit something because that was the only way I knew how to post. Whereas now, like if I'm in that type of mood, then I'll grind 4 or 5 hours for a trick that I really want. But if I'm not, then I'll go out to a nice spot, go at a nice like golden hour or like a nice lighting, make a nice composition, think of a really creative trick that I think is really cool, and like maybe not really creative, but like just like a cool, like maybe unique trick that I haven't done before. And film that, have a good time. And
instead of like it being like 3 steps ahead of your current level, it's like 1 step ahead.
Yeah. Like, and I think that's really helped with just my overall consistency. Like I've been playing obviously a lot more just like in my garden with no filming. Like I played today for about 4 or 5 hours because Fred was at work, and like I was just out in Copenhagen, and I literally just played for like 4 hours without filming. Maybe because I didn't have a charger, my phone was dead, so I just played. I didn't have anything else to do. But that was really fun. Just like sesh, like I got so many tricks that I had never got before. That obviously I wouldn't like even story post, but just like tricks that I've not hit. And I would like not even get shaky at the spike because there's no camera. So there's no like, if I miss it, then who cares? Whereas if I was doing that exact same thing and there was a phone propped up, I would be like shake. Like I hit what was the trick? Like it was like just a hella long like around the Ken variation with like around the Ken with axes in between ×2 or something, like something stupid like that.
And you're shooting that for you, there's no camera.
And then if I was like, if there was a camera, I'd be like, dude, this is a 40-second trick right now. If I miss the spike, then I have to do it again. Whereas like, that didn't happen.
You were fully in
and then I did jug birds as an ender for a few of them because I could, and I hit it. And I would not have hit that if there was a camera on thing because I don't know if all the jug bird.
I think you're kind of illustrating what like every single Kendamas player goes through as an Instagram, right? That like the decision and the relationship between, is this good for the community? Is this good for me? And
like I've talked to a few like my friends back in Bristol that aren't like they're like been playing for like a few months. like they will hit a trick and like they won't post it on there because they don't have a Kendama account, so they're like but they like won't feel happy about it because it's not like a hard trick. And I've heard so many people about like just the mindset of just like not posting a trick because you don't think it's like impressive. It's just so if people like the earlier you can get around just posting a trick because you hit it, like it took you long and you got it and you enjoyed it and like you put that time behind it and you ended up hitting it, that's enough for it to be a post no matter what.
Right.
If it's like in your bedroom, if it's in a nice spot, if you're on, filming with a DSLR, filming with an iPhone 4, like you put the time behind that trick and it's a level up for you, so you should be able to, if you want, post it. Like,
what led to your change of heart back a year ago to kind of...
A change of heart, like I would have still said the same thing, but I couldn't have applied that to myself as much, I think. Like it's definitely, like it's easier said than done. Like you can always say like, oh, just post what you want, like no one cares.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, obviously, harder to put that into practice when it's your own, like...
Yeah. But what was like the catalyst or like the reason that you were like, okay, now I'm just going to go out there and get a nice shot and then post it?
It definitely wasn't instant. It was just like a gradual like thing. Yeah. It's just like, you can't, it's not sustainable. You can't grind 5 hours a trick for every single trick you do. Like you could, but you're not going to post like, you'll maybe post like once or twice every like 4 months.
And you want to post more consistently?
I like posting. I love the Kendama community, so I like posting Kendama tricks. Yeah. And it's fun to interact with people. It's fun to comment on other people's posts. It's fun to get comments. Like
I'm really happy you admitted that because, and I've always been pretty honest about that as well. Because and I've also felt the other way where I'm gonna pretend like I don't care, and I think that's where 90% of the Kendama community is at. And probably, I mean, I'm sure this is relevant to just any kind of social situation where you, it's just so funny, right? Like, you care about the likes, you care about the comments, you care about impressing people, and you care about, just showing your peers in the community how good you are. But then the way that you hit the trick, the way that you post, and the way that your caption is just the opposite, as if you didn't care.
Yeah. It's like the amount of times. I remember Tio told me once, like, back in like 2021 or 2020, it's like, dude, in every caption you're saying, quick trick, really chill trick, like when they were not, like they turned around and like, because I was just so self-conscious about how like, how good I was being perceived as in the community, like back in like, 2020, like when I was like 15, 16, I think, or something, like I'd grind for like a few hours for a trick and then I'd be like, the caption would be like, really chill, one or like something like
trick,
that. Because I would just be like so scared that people would think I was bad at Kendama, which is so dumb. Because like I put the time in, like and like people are always gonna be better than me. People are always gonna be like, it's gonna be.
I guess it's just a desire to
like I would always
be cool. A desire to look better than.
I also think that's just really being like a teenager, just like one.
But there's a lot of adults who are doing that too, right? Like, I mean, I probably have done that. I'm sure I have done that too, and it's something that I'm always kind of fighting.
I mean, it's not. There's like, I'm not going to bash anybody for doing it. It's like, I completely understand why anybody would do it. I mean, that's why I did it. Like, it's just being self-conscious about how good you are. It's just, you definitely get, and then I think the longer I've been playing, like, I think just I've been trying to get more comfortable with just like whatever I hit, just post it. Like people aren't like. People aren't gonna unfollow you because you posted a bad trick. No. Like.
And for me personally, it's like I just go through seasons and ups and downs of like being way more like curating when I'm posting more to make sure I impress people versus the down, which would be like posting whatever I want and being really happy.
It's also like can also be like a paradox, like. If you enjoy posting tricks that you're, like, if your enjoyment comes out of posting tricks that you think other people are gonna enjoy, then it's like, if that's where your enjoyment comes out of, then sure, do that. But then I don't know, it's like, there's a good way of thinking about it and there's a bad way of thinking about it for either way. Like, there's a lot of people that take a lot of pride over Instagram, which is also absolutely fine. Like, but then when does that get unhealthy? You know.
Right. Yeah, I remember probably last summer I went into one of those periods where I was doing a lot of selfie filming, and my first time selfie filming, and I kind of hit this really fun time playing kendama where because I'm selfie filming, I can just kind of post tricks that I'm consistent with, and it makes me happy because people are stoked.
Interest.
Yeah.
The selfie filming adds another layer.
Yeah, so like I would, a trick that I was really good at and really consistent at, but I wouldn't be super stoked on posting. I found a lot of enjoyment with that because it looked really cool from the frame, and then whenever I post that, it ends up being 100% positive because then there's all these people in my DMs that never really reached out to me that are like maybe a lower level, and then I still got that ego boost, which again, I'll admit I like. Like I don't think it's bad to like that.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about earlier, and they'd be like, "Yo, dude, you do those trip Kens? I got a lunar trip Ken back to lunar or something, right?" And like for a lot of players, like that looks so cool.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just been a trick that I've been doing for so long, right? And so I'm not super. It's not like. Yeah, I think it's. I think everyone goes through this, but there's just a voice in my head of a peer, like a player that's at my level, who's more negative.
Yeah,
I'm not really talking about a specific player, but But there's definitely players that are in my head for some reason that I just can imagine them commenting and being not commenting on it, but just thinking.
Yeah,
they're thinking oh. That's what you're doing right now, bro? Like, you're not, I thought you were better.
Exactly.
Everyone goes through that. And I think I also want to make a caveat because I think people can blame those people and be like pre-mad at them.
Even though they're only thinking that they're thinking that. People like.
But at the end of the day, it's just my self-consciousness
for sure.
that's doing it. And
it's just in like trick insecurity. Like, I think it's definitely a normal thing to have. And it's a
trick insecurity should be like in a DSM, like psychological. Like you hit a psychologist is like, you actually suffer from trick insecurity. Yeah, so I'm going to prescribe you a new Instagram.
I would just start posting harder tricks.
I'm going to prescribe, right, I'm going to prescribe you just take a break from Instagram for 3 months. Like, oh my God, okay, I think this is going to help me. Talk to your wife about this. Like, I think I like this psychologist,
it's definitely such a normal thing to have, and it's just something to think that I think more people should just talk about. Like, I think people do talk about it a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've had some conversations with it. But
I feel like it's like there's negative ways of thinking about anything, and there's positive ways about thinking about anything. And like you can have there's players that love playing and like only posting tricks that they love, and they think everybody's going to progress them, and they're fine with like just never posting anything that's like they enjoy, and that's fine for them. And there's some people like me that like posting and have had to like figure out what's the nice level between being able to like post but not have to like bust my ass off for 5 hours every time I want to post. Just because I want to hit a hard trick.
I'm just thinking that I'm probably that voice in a few of my peers' heads.
Dude, whenever I'm going to trick, I know that I'm just thinking about you.
Thinking about me, judging you.
I'm sorry about that. So toxic. It's all you.
I'm sorry about that. Because you're not a voice in my head for sure. Because you're a positive person that I think wouldn't think that,
Yeah. No, dude.
I get, but like, why am I like? It's just so funny because it all stems back to like you kind of be. It's so cliche, but you be the change in the world. Like, I think that the voices that are in my. It sounds like I'm schizophrenic, by the way. But the voices that are in my head that are like criticizing the trick that I'm about to post, I think the voices probably get louder when I'm also in a negative state criticizing the tricks that I see and being like, oh really, you're hitting that, bro? Like, dude, I'm way ahead of you, Like if I probably like chill on that stuff, I'm probably gonna feel better.
Yeah. It's just
But do you do that? Or are you just a super nice guy?
Oh dude, I never think anything bad about anybody ever. No, of course, but I like even if I do, like I'm not gonna think badly about anybody. It's just
I guess you just correct. Yeah, I mean you're just like, nah, you got to be better.
Like sure, like if they see someone like post like an easier trick, like I'm like, oh, that's a pretty easy trick for them.
Yeah.
But then that's it. I'm like, I'm not bad about them or anything. Like,
but maybe there's been times in your life when you were feeling more, maybe you were more critical. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe I'm just pushing you onto me, but like, or pushing me onto you. But maybe it was during that grindy time where you were like, had a lot of, you're probably confident. And I felt the exact same way when I was hitting some of my tricks. You know, whether it was a trick that kind of get lucky or I got it really quick and I knew it was going to get 50 comments. You know, I just knew when I posted that it was going to blow. I was going to just go through all the fucking stories and see all these fucking people that post my trick.
I'm done. Right? Like going on the news story research, scrolling through, just like, so
I got a Nick Gallagher comment. Dude, I'm on top of the fucking world right now, right?
Dude, I just like, whenever, there's been times where I've like hit a trick that I'm so hyped on and then like, for some reason, like I won't post it because maybe say I posted like a few days before or something, and like I don't want to post it straight away. I'll be like terrified that someone's gonna hit it before like I post it. Like back in like 2020, I'd be like, dude, if someone posts this before I hit it, and like, I've had that
like twice. So I think. Toxic. Yeah, dude, totally.
Dude, it happened once with you. I hit my because I don't feel bad about this now because you've hit the trick now. Okay. Because you've hit I hit 6-tap jug 6 leg hen, and then I didn't hit it. Well, I didn't post it for one day, and then you hit your 4-tap 4 jug, and you were like so hyped on it, and I felt like
there was a big space between me hitting a 4-tap 4 leg hen to my 6-tap 6 leg hen. Yeah,
but you posted it now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So but you're say this now.
But you're saying when I hit that, like you hit the 6.
I felt like, dude, he's gonna think I'm such a dick if I posted this, right? Like, because I posted it the day after you.
I see.
So I was like so self-conscious about posting
I probably hated you that day. No.
But then you hit it, and now we're like,
okay, now we're chilling.
Now we're chilling.
Yeah. Now you're on the podcast. Yeah. If I didn't hit it, you would not be. Yeah,
dude, sure. No, I hit it the day before I went on the last one.
Okay.
The day before the last podcast we did.
Oh, really?
And I was like low-key scared that you'd bring it up in the podcast.
That's so funny.
And like you probably didn't even notice that I posted it.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I probably could have canceled.
You bring it onto the podcast like, dude, why the fuck did you hate that?
But also, I consider you, Tom, like a really nice dude. Like, I think
Thank you.
I wouldn't have an idea that you. I would have probably figured that you felt bad about it, and I would have been like, yeah, Tom's a nice dude, right?
And yours was better film than mine anyway. It was like an ass quality phone camera in my back garden, and yours was like fucking. Was it on the chest mount, or was it like?
That was on the chest mount. Dude. Yeah.
That's
or the 6.6 or the 4.4? 4.4 was.
4.4 was on the chest mount.
Chest mount.
And your 6.6. I remember your 6.6. It was your Toti submission.
Yes, and that was just a long, nice black magic zoom.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Did you hit the 666 as well now?
6-tap, 6-tap?
6-tap, 5 chem flip, 6-tap.
Yeah.
6-tap, 6 chem flip, 6-tap.
I haven't hit that yet, but I think I'm pretty close. And I was going for it that one day, but then I hit 5, and then I wasn't going to post, but then Matt hit me.
Yeah. Floored you.
So I posted it. But,
I love that clip so much.
Yeah. I love the one comment too, just like, and that was one of those things where like, I wouldn't have posted Matt hit me. It was really funny, but I was like stoked about it, whatever. Yeah. But then like, I think it was Kendama Fart that was like, this trick doesn't make any sense. There was a 5-can flip and you did 6-tap, 6-tap. I'm like, bro, chill, like, give me a break. Like.
Well, was that a serious comment?
Yeah, but he probably, maybe he was joking or maybe he just, I love Fart was his nickname, which is funny to say. But no, he meant the best. He meant the best. He probably was genuinely confused.
I think he was joking. That's his type of humor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then you hit the 6-tap, 6-tap, 6-tap.
Yeah.
If that's like questionably harder, I think.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I haven't hit that, and I hit the 666. So
you hear that, guys?
He's hit a trick.
You hear that, guys?
I'm going home. I'm going that room right now. Yeah. It's a nomics trick, so.
Right. But yeah, we can't start talking about all the tricks how levels that you are above me.
I mean, you've hit a bunch of tricks that I haven't hit. It's like so many.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
You hit the 4-4-4-4 before me.
Sure, yeah. But can we just get into every other concept? I mean, I got one concept.
Dude, you hit 4-tap 8 chem flip. That's insane.
Yeah.
I was like pissed.
I'm back, baby.
Dude, I blocked you for that day.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I reported the post, like,
Yeah.
That was like, were you getting spikes, or was that like your first ACAN, like when you hit that?
How I felt about that one, I was...
Because that was so clean. It looks like...
You know, some concepts that you have that like, I almost feel like it just sounds so egotistical, but I just felt like I'm kind of like naturally good at just really these high lobs and these just big, like I have a post a long time ago of stringless posts of just like me doing a 3-hour session of just fucking throwing Ken flips, like late Ken flips. And I think because I've been hitting those, then it was one of those tricks that I hadn't been grinding for at all. But I was starting practicing late sixes, and then I was like, yeah, let's just see how many I can do. And then I had a trend while I was doing more and more lates that I would hit the trick. I don't know if I've hit 5-5-5 like on my own. I hit 6-6-6, like 6 tap, 6 late Ken, 6 tap. But like there was 3 or 4 tricks where I hit the trick. I'm like, there's absolutely no way that was the late 6. It felt like it was 4. It felt like a 5. There's no way. And then I go check the film, and I just get so stoked. I'm like, oh my god, I hit it, right? And in a way, I think for my progression, and I want to, obviously, I'm thinking about getting consistent, and you know, I want to make sure I'm a good player. I want to get lucky tricks. So I'm like, okay, I need to kind of, I'm not there yet. I need to really be good at this trick before I can, but there was 3 or 4 times where, like including the 8, I'm like, my reaction was just whatever.
What was your reaction?
No, I just was like, there's no, I mean, it seemed like more than a 6, it was probably a 7, but then it's an 8.
It's the same. Like with my 7, jug 7, I literally like got it and like, right, let's check the video. Let's check the video. And then like, when I hit the, like when I checked the recording, like that's when I got hyped. Like you can literally see it in the clip. I like hit it and then just go straight to the camera. I like did it, walked, no add on, nothing. Like,
and back to the ego thing, like now that video is gonna be sick for you because of your casual reaction, right?
But then also there's the other trick that my longest other grind that I mentioned in the last podcast, this 3 tap jug trip late in Lagoon. That I probably took like
3 tap jug trick.
Probably took like 30 hours total.
That's a sick fucking.
And that's a trick, obviously, that I know happened as soon as it went. Which meant like, so I obviously cut it as soon as it spiked because I had the most like I just broke down fucking like almost crying when it happened because I was like, it was like I think coming on to like 5 hours of that day and doing that motion, like hitting it, like my body was just done. My hand was like blisteringly like hurting, my legs fucking killed, and like and then just like it's one of the tricks that you put it there, and I've missed that spike probably like over 1,000 times and it just went on, so it's like with the
when you saw that Tama come around, you're like, I fucking got it.
No, I didn't see the Tama. Actually I probably did, but I can't think of that moment.
It was just the moment of just that moment of like you don't know if it's gonna go in, but that's a weird feeling about it.
The amount of times the Tama came perfectly round and it didn't spike.
Go in,
so I can't like imagine, it's like a millisecond moment where I'm like thinking of what my brain was thinking at the time. So like I can't remember that.
But you were saying that rush when you did spike it,
was probably the most the dopamine. What's the right?
Dopamine, I think.
Dopamine.
Dopamine.
The happy.
Serotonin, dopamine, happiness.
Whatever that is. Like that's probably the most I've had. Like surge at once. Like I was like probably. I think I did cry. I think I did like for like a good like half an hour. Like I was just like in bliss. Like my phone was on like 15% after going through my whole portable charger as well. I felt, dude, that whole day, I brought my camera out. I went through all my camera batteries. All those died. I got my phone out, like, so I couldn't listen to music anymore. Like it was on 80%. Like went down to 15, and then it went. Like I probably had like half an hour left before that would have died too, and I would have to go home. And like that would have. Sucked.
I mean those tricks that you hit, and then you end up getting emotional after. I've definitely had tricks where I've been grinding for so long that I thought I would cry when I hit it, but then when I finally hit it, for some reason I didn't.
That's happened a lot. That I think that trick is the only trick I've like got close to like being that emotional.
Man, I think that's just like the meaning of life right there. As like a renowned philosopher like myself who's just playing kendama, you know, this wooden ball and cup and toy, like pushing yourself to those limits. It's got to be worth it. You know,
like that. I don't know if I'll ever go that long again. Like that was like in my peak of like loving just. I don't even know if I loved it. Just like that was when I.
You're pushing yourself.
I not pushing kendama, just pushing how much I could spend on a trick.
Okay.
Because also like, people like, I wouldn't say that wasn't even like people have done triple eight inward goons now.
Yeah.
Like Zaki's hit, I think, one straight spike. Shredwin hit, trip goon, trip inward goon spike.
Yeah.
Before, well, like I think like a few months before I even hit that.
Right.
And I think Zaki hit, I don't know if it was, I might be wrong, but I don't know if it was the triple eight goon straight spike. I think the only other triple eight inward goon straight spike was Shredwin's.
Yeah.
Trip goon, trip inward goon. Zaki hit trip goon, jug, trip late inward goon, jug, trip late goon spike.
Yeah.
Which is still obviously insane.
Yeah. Do trip inward goons hurt?
Not as much as goons.
Okay.
But when you're doing it for that long, it's just gonna like.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. And the Dharma was like the splinters coming out of it because it hit the concrete so many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my Toti submission as well that year.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's a sick trick, dude. God, there's so many things I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. I want to talk nomics, but first, I want to talk you. Like, I guess I want you to explain your... Well, first to give you props, like you're one of the players that I think have hit, if we're just talking like single tricks that you grind for, and this is exactly what you were kind of mentioning earlier, that's what you like about Kendama, or maybe not like, but that's what you did.
Yeah. Sure.
I think you've just hit so many tricks, and I think people underestimate how much. I underestimated it for a while. Like I didn't realize not only how good you were at Kendama, but just like how many of these single fucked up tricks you've hit, you know? Like,
thanks, man.
It was up until we were talking top 10, and I think Ben Harold commented or mentioned something, and he was like, you know, Tom can be considered. And
dude, I watched that interview. When he said that, I DM'd him afterwards. Like,
I was honestly, because I was ignorant, I was like, oh, that's a crazy take. Like, I mean, you're a top player, but like, I didn't think that.
That's totally fair, dude.
But then, not until you did your Kendamonomics trick lists, and I see, you know, you give me, what, 20 tricks each, 120 tricks in total?
Yeah.
And I'm going through each one of these tricks. And like, if I were to make that, you would just see a lot of taps and lates.
Sure.
But I'm just going through all these different ones and all these different concepts, and how they're like the extreme or like the almost extreme version of each concept.
Dude, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man. So just give you, I don't even know if that's a question, but just give you props about like, how much work you put into Kendama.
That was,
for sure.
I love putting together that list. That was a lot of fun. Like, dude, I remember we were on a call, like the last time was obviously the one we just made up tricks for.
Yeah.
That was so much fun to make that list. But then also like going through my account for the Purple Heart, I think it was the one where it's all post tricks.
Yeah.
That was just like so fun to look back on my account, like think, like actually like take my favorite or the ones that I think were hardest and just put them into like a definitive list.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving me that opportunity. That was really
I think you also seem to be hitting, like I guess there's just maybe a lot of concepts. I think I'm just kind of like reflecting onto my playing style and things that I can improve, of course. That's what I'm like always doing, right? But I feel like you're good about cementing a concept. Like you hit the trick and then you kind of move on to the next, versus me, I might not lace a certain concept, but I'll just kind of get better at it, and I won't go for a trick to kind of cement it. I'll just kind of like get better at it and then like move over somewhere else. And then instead of like, I feel like if your progression, I don't know if this is gonna make any sense, but like your progression is like, if these are all different concepts, you know, stunt fast and late and everything, you really like are like boom, 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 boom. And I'm just kind of like slowly like, right? Like I'm just kind of getting slowly better at everything. Sure. For example, I haven't hit a good example is I've been practicing a lot triple flip to stunt fast, right? And I've never posted anything. People wouldn't imagine that I could get those, but I've been going for a trick for a while. And you know, obviously when you go for a trick you haven't laced, you're getting better at it. So I'm getting I haven't hit this trick that I'm going for, but I'm getting better at them. And then I did a just a triple J stick, juggle, trip stunt fast, you know, and I hit it pretty quickly because I had been grinding, you know, that trick for a while. But I feel like the way that you play is that you just go for it with all your might until you hit it, and then you kind of move on versus like, yeah, instead of like having like, okay, like I have a bunch of different tricks that I can go out and try to lace, but you kind of have like really one at a time. Does that make sense?
I think you're right to like you are right. I think like I will, when there's like the next like trendy trick per se, like now it's like trip turn stunt fast, like it definitely, if I like start clicking it, then I'll have so much motivation to like just get really like expand on that concept as
But you also want to hit the trick for Instagram kind of, right?
Yeah. And I think that's when also the grind, like the motivation to grind very much helps with that. Because it allows you to like think of these ambitious tricks with concepts that you're not as familiar with. And like allows you to put the time into like get a trick that you'll be really proud of with a concept that you might not be as like been doing for ages. Like obviously like my favorite concept like that I do a lot is Ken flips. But then I love also like late goons when like that was a massive thing. Like I think the thing that puts them all together, like the concepts that I do, like I love tricks that the spike, I told this in the last interview, like the spike is the spike. So like that's why I love like trip turn stunt fast,
that's
like bang, late goons, bang, like bang, like you're not, and then also I'll dabble with like birds, but then it's kind of the same thing because you're like very, like hopefully you're not going to miss the bird spike.
But you're finishing on bird kind of.
And that's true too. I guess maybe that has a part to play. Your natural, like your natural attraction to finishing on that spike. Like I maybe will, and I won't post this, but like I'll do the trip stunt fast isn't a good example, but maybe I'll like start practicing 7s or 8s, but then I'll kind of juggle and then spike it.
For sure.
Like, okay, I hit it, but like you're gonna go for that late 8 spike.
But I also like, no matter what, my favorite type of trick to do is just very quick, hard tricks. And I think that really helps when grinding new concepts because it's a quick trick that you like, the most the trick is going to be that hard concept that you're not as familiar with. So you just get so good at it so quickly. Or like
you're not wasting your grind time on like a bunch of different juggles or 3 taps while you're doing the trip to stunt fast.
For sure. Like almost all my tricks, like I'm never doing like a massive long combo ever. Like maybe a few, but like that's not what I'm like special. It's not what I like grinding. Like all my trip turn stunt fast tricks that I've just been learning right now because that's like the thing I've been loving doing because I can do them now better. It won't do them more at least. Have been just like I did trip goon jug trip turn stunt fast. I did 4 tap jug 4 turn stunt fast. Like yesterday I posted the trip turn off jug under the leg toss stunt fast. Like these are all things that like.
It's like 2 concepts.
The one before that, I'm not going to miss very often. Like 4 tap, 3 tap, trip goon. Like I'm not going to... It's all going to be like honing in on that stunt fast bit. And the same with like late goons when I was learning late goons. The whole trick is almost a late goon. Like when I did my first 1, 2, 3 late goon, the only person that done it, like the only person I had to go off at the time was Edwin. Because he did the 1, 2, 3 late goon. So like I like the whole time I'm grinding that trick, I'm only doing late goons because that's the whole trick. And then same with like, I'm trying to think of the other trick like concepts that I'm like that I've like done like what you've said. But like the whole thing of like doing short tricks, you're not wasting time doing bits that you've done a lot.
Like you know, I mean I know you can't help it. That's just what you're naturally attracted to. But do you think that when you're freestyling, not to say that a freestyle competition, and also not to say that you're just playing to get better at competition, you're, you know, because obviously you like love posting, love hitting these grinds, but when you're freestyling, it requires a lot of string control and it requires a lot of juggling and stuff.
100%.
Do you think about that? Like
I think that definitely, that mindset definitely hinders my freestyle. Because I have to very much go the absolute opposite way and do 40 minutes, 40 seconds of like, of tricks and hopefully not miss. Obviously you are, but like, hopefully not like, and like, you obviously saw me compete at Nordic a few days ago. Like, I'd like to think that I've got better at it, but I like to think that I'm like not awful at it, but the way I post definitely does not help. Like I'm not posting like, like a long line that's going to be anyway, like that's not going to translate as well to freestyle.
Yeah.
But then I also feel like because I do that so much posting, the way I play when I don't film is almost like I only really freestyle when I don't post.
Yeah.
I don't grind hard tricks when I'm not filming. Like I'm only just I'm just flowing. Like I'm doing like long
okay. So that's
lines.
where it can come in.
Like that's at least that's when I practice it for freestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you kind of say the same to yourself? Because I don't feel you kind of do the tap like.
Yeah. No. It's a really good point. I didn't really think about it until now. I didn't think about how.
Same here.
How the way that you play will reflect, a freestyle performance, whether that's good or bad. I mean, to a level I did, but I kind of realized I didn't really know what tricks I liked, and I like watching all types of tricks. But I think I haven't been going for like a long juggling line in a while, and I've always actually liked watching those. Back in 2016, 2017,
like
I was
Benjamin Bryan, it's insanely.
Yeah, Benjamin Bryan is a great example, and I think back in the day with like maybe a DeWesty clip in 2017 or something where. It's just like, oh my God, when's this gonna end? Like, please,
just end it. 3 sandwiches in one sandwich.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like a Carter Justice clip back in like 2020.
Yeah,
like
Carter Justice is a good example.
Yeah,
right?
Like he did like 3 sandwiches. Like it was like 3, and then another sandwich in between, and then he sandwiched it with like 2 more sandwiches. Yeah. It was like if you're not paying attention, you're just not gonna see a pattern. But there is like a cohesive pattern.
Right.
The same with Benjamin's tricks as well, or Benny Boy's tricks.
Yeah, but I think I do really like trying to go for those tricks, and the trick that I'm going for now with the triple stunt fast is a long line.
Do you want to share it or not?
Yeah. I've just been going for. It was funny because it started probably a year ago with the trip tosses of stunt fast, where I think I saw it in KWC level 12 last year, and it was like just starting to get trendy.
Was it wasn't it 3-turn stunt fast, trip goon 3-turn stunt fast?
That was like, for me.
No, that's the KWC level 12 trick.
It was more than that. It was Canada. I think it was maybe taps in there as well. I don't think it was just the trip. Oh, maybe it was just.
It was just that because it's because it's the only one that I think Takura didn't hit in the first little ones.
I always, another caveat is I'm always late. Not like in trends. Not only for kendama, but like in high school when I'm just like a 15-year-old kid. I'm always just like. How did I not see that trend coming? And I was getting mad at myself, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to be cool, and everyone, and the first guy that would wear a new hairstyle, back in the day, it was not a mullet quite. It was more just like a curly hair at the bottom, and I was like, that guy looks fucking stupid. And then all of a sudden, a year later, I'm growing it out, and then by the time I get there, it's out, right? And then by the time I'm 22, my identity, I'm just not gonna go for any trends anymore because it was always so late. Or even a word that somebody would say, right? Somebody would start saying a word, just a cool word in high school when everyone's just saying that word now, and I would just say it 2 years late, bro, every time.
I would just look at you really side-eye.
Yeah, and that's just my personality, but for kendama, the same thing. With these trends, I just am late to the game always.
Do you have an example for that or not? Ones
Yeah, I mean, I guess pinches, but I don't even know if I'm really naturally attracted to pinch. I might not end up. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of a trend that maybe it's not fast, right?
Sure.
I probably could have been grinding that earlier, and I just probably wouldn't have because I didn't feel it at the time. But I'm okay at it now. But that's just a trend that I could have picked up because I was at that level where I could have started getting them, and then I just ended up being way too late.
But now you're grinding them.
But now I see this trend starting, and I'm okay, it's a new Isaac. People are going to start doing this trip toss to stunt fast. I'm here.
You're gonna be there.
I've been grinding that trick for a year, and now I'm already late. I guess maybe
you're not. I'm
not that late.
I think there's another renaissance of them now.
Okay, cool.
Now, I think I've seen that. I think when Zaki started doing them again, with his pinch lines, it's giving getting everywhere. There's some Czech Republic kids now that are doing them all. Yeah. And I think that's really getting them going.
I feel they
dude, hit that trick ASAP. You'll be on it.
Dude, okay. All right, thanks, bro. But yeah, so I've probably put in 10 hours long grinds with originally last fall it was just stunt plane, trip out,
juggle, late trip, juggle, trip, stunt, fast. And I got really close a few times and I didn't get it. And then like, I'm not grinding every day. Maybe like you would be focused on this to get it, right? But I kind of just like go out of it, try something new, go back into it, try it a few times. And then
I also feel it's really interesting when you're grinding a new spike that you haven't hit yet. That it's so much more demotivating because you don't know it's possible. Like my first ever trip, turn, stunt, fast. And it was just a trip, tap, jug, trip, turn, stunt, fast. And I literally gave it like so many filming sessions, but I never gave it more than like 20 minutes because I got so demotivated. Like, oh, I just can't do the 3 turn stunt fast. It's not going to happen. Whereas like, I'll get way less close to a chem flip spike trick, but I'll grind it for hours because I know that it's possible I know I can do the chem flip to spike because I've done them before. Whereas this trip, turn, stunt, fast, but if you've not done it before, it's such an alien motion to get it in. And like, as soon as I hit one, as soon as I hit that first one, they just like, that's when I just like got hooked. Like that's when I just carried on doing them.
Totally, dude. So I haven't hit that one yet, but
you can for sure.
Yeah, but then I probably could now, but that's also because I've upped that to where I'm like, I'm not happy with this anymore. Yeah, so I made it harder.
And it took so much skill power, not skill power, it took too much, a lot of mental power for me to post the trip turns so fast because it's not like, I was not happy with that trick, but I just like, dude, it's such a person. Like that was when I was like not like as comfortable with posting like the competition we had before, like I was posting easier, like not easier tricks, but tricks that I don't feel as proud of. It took a lot of like, dude, I've been trying this trick for ages. It happened. It was clean. Just post it. It's with a nice camera angle, like. But yeah, I think it like. I'll push you to when you hit any trip turn stunt fast. If it feels good.
So I've recently put 6 hours into whenever I have free time. Whenever I'm filming like chilling with Marcus, I'm going for that, but with like a sandwich. So like trip out, jug late trip, jug 3 tap, jug late trip, jug trip stunt.
Dude, that'd be.
I can't feel any dopamine when I say that trick, you know, because sometimes I'll say a goal out loud and then I get happy about it and then I like, oh, I'm rewarded, I got it just by you being like, oh, that's sick, you know. So I have to turn off my emotions. And
dude, that's an asterisk.
No.
I'll hit on my story right now.
And then I actually totally demotivated right now.
Dude, please hit that. That's so in your skill level and so in your like style.
But back to what you were saying, it kind of all connected too, because it's like, I'm trying to get better at freestyle. I'm trying to get better at string control for so long. And I did a string control video and I've definitely improved a lot. But also I made that string control video because I was getting really close to this trick multiple times. It was just the end. But then I just made so many connections with where the space. Did you see the string control video that I posted?
I watched like the first like 10 minutes.
Well, it talks about Benny, how the separation between the tama and the ken, which is for me and probably for you too. You just kind of naturally throw tama up, but like you can really pay attention to getting the tama over here, getting the ken over here, and that separates it. And your line is way longer because it's not going to wrap. And so I made that connection when I was doing that trick. And then I just did a bunch of other, like, you know, with chalk and like I've been using like baby powder a lot and like the humidity. And while grinding for this trick and getting really close to it and really making these like observations about how to control the string. And then also I've been, you know, really attracted to freestyle recently. I want to get better at that. And with that, it's just string control, right?
I feel like that trick is definitely like such a good, like you're practicing the strip turns up fast, you're practicing your string control, you're gonna get way more, like not that you're gonna need to get more consistent with trip kens and trip taps.
Right.
But like that's gonna solidify then more.
But I think I'm gonna solidify the string control.
For sure.
So I'll be able, because I don't have that on stage. Whenever I go on stage and do a juggle and everything, all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, when I was practicing at Nordic, like at the back of like the skate park, like, dude, my string was touching so much.
It was humid in there too.
It was like really humid, and like I don't know if the string was weird. Like I changed my string twice. Like I remember asking for like a spinner bead and everything because I was trying to change my string. And I heard Jacob Schultz once tell me that colored string tensions more. So I like had that in the back of my mind, so I put it to a black string.
Watch my video.
Okay.
Yeah, because I dived into all of that.
Okay.
And I studied it a little bit too.
Okay.
I have some weird tech.
I'm actually really curious now. I'll watch that. I watched the Yasu section, but like I didn't watch.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I changed that, and like also like it's this string here. Like it was like I was also playing like 8-finger, and I wanted to get a bit longer.
Yeah.
So then in the end, I like did a few juggle lines in my freestyle. But then as soon as I saw like Fred just absolutely popping off, like I was like, oh dude, I just gotta hit something. I just like spam just looters and stuff, and like
what the fuck?
Oh dude, it was like I did feel like at Nordic, it was the most tactical I felt in a freestyle round. Like normally, like that's one thing I was really happy with. I was like, I didn't just go, oh my gosh, I just got to play kendama, hit as much tricks as possible. I was like, okay, Fred hit this. If I go for easier tricks and get more consistent with these tricks, it's have a better chance of like comparing. Whereas if I go, I'm not going to risk it and go for harder, like long juggle lines because my string, from practicing back there, my string is more like in a tangle. So I'll just go up there and hit these easier, more consistent lines and hope that he does the opposite way. And obviously he didn't. He popped off and he won.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm going to shamelessly plug not only this bad boy, which is coming out soon. It's a new shape, but also I'm going to get something. You stay right there.
Okay.
I have explored at least 10 different strings and at least 3 to 5 different bearings.
Okay.
And I have picked the best ones, and then the best ones, the best bearing and the best string are in the new Lotus string packs that have dropped last week.
Wow.
Look at these strings that I've tested. This is a USA made string that's expensive, and it just seems...
Is this what's on the new one?
This is not the one that ended up being really good, but just to give you an example of what I've tested, right?
It's like square.
Yeah, and this is the thinner version of it. I really like this. I thought this was going to be
This is the one you're playing at Battle?
Yes. Yep. This is what I thought was going to be the best, but then I ended up going to the string that's in the string pack now, and that ended up being better.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah. But like, feel the tension here.
Yeah, I remember playing this at Battle.
Yeah.
Do you not like a bouncy string?
Well, I was open to the idea. I was open to think, okay, like maybe I have feelings for bouncy strings. This is what I'm used to. But I was just like, okay, well, let me play with a non-bouncy string and see what it is. I don't think it really matters. I think it's more the quality. Feeling. Yeah, the feeling and the quality of the string.
For sure.
And the quality of the string packs, I think, is the best, and it plays the best.
Yeah.
So like in the same exact environment, you know, the same amount of honage that you have, I think you'll play. I think this is the regular string, but the solo Kens and all of
the solo element ones.
Solo element Kens are on the new string.
Wow.
And then you can get the string pack, which comes with 3 of them and an awesome bearing. By the way, bearing is huge.
Can I actually see the bearing? I'm curious about the bearing.
Yeah, of course. Dude, the bearing plays a huge part. You know what I did?
Yeah. What?
Let's see if this one has it. No, this is the old bearing.
So I feel like the bearing is definitely like a thing that...
It is totally a thing because...
Ooh. Is this hand-turned?
Yeah.
Dang.
Ah, man, I kind of like ran out of them. I need to buy more because I used them all for the string packs. Oh, I have a string pack here. I think...
Is this your carp setup?
It might be because it's...
This isn't the element. This is the...
That's the element shape. It's just hand turned, so it looks a little different. But I mean, I still go by element hand turned by Jack are the best kendamas I have ever played. Okay, yep. Here's one of the new bearings. So you can see, this one bearing is like 50 cents, which doesn't seem like a lot.
No, that's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah. How? Why?
Because it's just so high quality that like you can't really do it with your fingers, but if you were to like a skateboard, you can test it. This would spin really fast and it would be really lubricated.
Wow.
Versus I did a test with this versus the normal bearings and they're not as good. They don't spin. They're low quality and sometimes they're stuck, sometimes they're not. And if you have like, it might seem like it's not stuck when like you do this or whatever, but like I would like listen. Like I can hear the bearing move. With like this bearing, you don't hear anything.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's really sick that you're looking into that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I feel like that is like that's in. that's the one thing you're doing that I feel like a lot of people aren't. You're like diving into the aspects of kendama that no one else is diving into. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like this year for Lotus, my main goal was just to make like the most playable kendama, because you know, not like playable, but just like every aspect of it is just perfect for a KWC event, right? Yeah. Like something that people when they want to win and they want to do well and they want to perform the best, what kendama are they going to choose, for right? Sure. And like we have obviously different goals in the future, but I think for this year that's what my aim was.
Do you try to like separate each year with like a? Yeah,
I think so. This year was like the first one to do that. Okay, the first time I did that, and I wanted to just get that established, and then like next year will be something different. Maybe it'll be more of like. It could be maybe business related, maybe like, oh, let's get over to this country, whatever. But this year was definitely like, I want to, now that I'm Lotus full time, like I want to start with like a really good product, right? Because that's like the most important thing. And honestly, at the end of the day, I'm playing kendama every day. So that's what I want personally, right? It's the most motivating versus like selling kendamas at an event, you know, which is fun, nice and fun, but like, I don't love sending emails to schools as much as I like playing a really good kendama. Yeah. Obviously. And we have a lot more cool things coming out too. Let me show you one thing that I did. So I showed this at some point. See if it will focus. There's a bearing up top there.
What? Whoa.
Yeah. So dang. I noticed that not only on Lotus Kendamas, but a lot of kendamas, the string hole is a little too tight. And you don't, like with the string hole, you don't want the string to be touching something like paint or something even like wood, because it's going to prevent the string from resetting mid-trick. So if you're going for a long juggling line, if you're freestyling and your string should be resetting during the line, and it's not, it's because your string, like your bearing might be working great and your string might be great, but it's getting caught up here, you know? So I put this in and it's working. I'm gonna try to get this implemented into future kendamas.
Would that be all through like Honda? Do you reckon Honda would be able to do all of that?
I'll ask. Yeah, I have asked. I think they can, but now it's just picking the kendama that's gonna be good for it. But
I can like really see that on just a nod. Like that. Yeah. That's like a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean, the first step I think is getting a bigger tama hole, because Lotus tama holes were a little smaller. Like obviously they're fine, but like I saw 365 do that recently too. Get a bigger tama hole so the string won't get caught as much. And so like all the new Lotuses have a little bit bigger tama hole, like not the bevel obviously, but the tama hole. Yeah. But then I figure that like if we can get a piece of metal or some kind of slippery surface, then the string, like imagine juggling and the string never getting tangled mid-run. Imagine it always resetting.
That's actually, because surely the grain on the inside of that string hole is catching the tama, and if it's all metal.
Exactly, and especially paint. You want paint to be sticky. Yeah. And string and sticky paint, they don't go together, you know? Like
that's big.
So I'm also sharing this before I put it out there, because I would love other companies to do this too, because it's just going to lead to better kendama play, and it will lead to more really cool of you, tech and advancements that will improve kendamas overall.
That's really big, dude. Yeah. I'm like, if that's metal, like I can't, like how is it going to get tangled? Right. Like how is it going to get like...
And I'll say that like playing this, it's not like it's a 100% that I never get string tangles, but in the string control video that I said that if you add all these different elements, you're going to increase by like 20% or increase by 70%. You're going to increase, like you're going to increase no matter what, right? Yeah. Like,
does it go all the way down to the bottom? Or
this bearing is even more expensive than the last one, but it's kind of like a ridge and then it's like this. So it's like this and then there's a top to it. Let me give you one.
Okay,
I have one, and then what you'll do is you'll make a hole with some scissors, and then you just mash it in there. And then this one has never fallen out. I had one that fell out, but you just want to make sure that the scissors is good. You can probably glue on the outside. You just don't want to get any glue on the bearing, obviously.
For sure. Wow.
Yeah. So, where is my kendama bag? Oh, it's up here. Oh, it's my green bag.
Do you reckon like you'll have to like talk to like Glow Ken, see if it's like KWC certified? Or?
I'm definitely of the mindset that I'm gonna do the best that I can, and then if they make a rule after it, I'll follow it. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, can I use? Are you to make a rule against me? Like, no, like, yeah. But I mean, there's definitely no rule. Obviously, Glokin isn't a gigantic sports
for sure
like network, so I don't want to take advantage of how small they are. But at the same time, like, the rules are pretty vague. They're not very specific, and not to blame them. It's just because they need to focus on making this event more than they do making the rules. It's not like a Wimbledon where it's like, let's get these. You're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I can't find the. Oh, here it is. So this is my bearings are falling out of this bag. This is my like bag that I bring everywhere.
Yeah. So
like there's a chalk bag. There's a sweatband for my wrist.
Oh yeah, you had that in Nordic as well.
Yeah. These are big bearings that I don't think will do anything. These are gigantic bearings. I just wanted to test those at some point.
Did you think gigantic bearings would?
I don't know. I think I just wanted to see what would happen, and
it's always like, I've always thought that the bigger the bearing, the better it.
Yeah. But have you? I mean, I don't even know if you have to also fit the string, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but
how big is? I mean, this is actually the bearing from the.
Oh yeah, these are the ones that. Let's see if you can get this in focus. Yeah, so it's probably hard to see, but yeah, you'll be able to see. The camera might not, but this big bearing in here is this.
Wow.
That makes sense. So
surely that doesn't cover the whole piece of wood.
No, but it does. What happens is the bearing on. I have two bearings then.
Okay.
So the normal bearing is on the string, and then there's so it's all metal touching. The string is only touching metal.
Okay.
Instead of covering this whole string area, and it probably is close, but it definitely improves it. Yeah, there's definitely things I can do in the future to make it even better and better, which I'm working on. But yeah, so I've seen an improvement with those.
That's wild.
Yeah. There are more of them. Here, you keep that one. And,
thank you, dude.
I mean, if you're gonna try it out,
I'll try to. Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, I'll check that on a timer for sure.
Oh yeah, here's the giant ones.
Oh.
Yeah, these are probably too big.
There's got to be a point in which it hinders.
Yeah.
How big it is.
Do you use when do your serratos go low, ever like too low, or do you use wax?
I just use sole stickers.
Yeah, okay.
Because the sole stickers.
You're living in the past, brother. You're living in the past.
Dude, no, I back sole stickers. When you get them in, they get so gummy that if you take it out, they leave residue on the cups, they leave residue on the sword.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I'm plugging it out. The new Linden mod.
Yeah.
Comes with two stickers that are made to go under the.
That's really cool.
The cup. They're two long rectangles.
Yeah.
And I think I had one on here, but literally I think it fell out, and then it just left residue on the cups, and literally these only come out when I want it to.
Okay.
The sticker isn't even there, but the fucking residue is still there, and it's I've been doing
Have you ever used beeswax?
Yeah, I used some from Yordi when he was here.
Okay.
That helped.
But sole stickers are working for you.
I think the beeswax worked, but I think the sole stickers are more convenient.
Yeah.
You literally just take a sticker off the pack,
you don't need
cut it into shape, bang,
Yeah.
and it's there. And then it if the sticker falls out, it's still got the residue. Yeah. Because it gets really good. I don't know, it gets warm and I don't know.
I think the residue is probably some wax sticky type substance. So I really like wax. It's been it's made my life just so much better.
Yeah.
Because the loose serrato is just the worst, and the stickers that I've used didn't work all the time. They work a little bit. But then obviously Element Kens come with a short spike, so you don't really have to do much. I mean, they're already short, so then you can just kind of get the sword.
Get it right. This is my ideal spike length right now. That's what I like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit shorter than you, but this
this feels good. Yeah. Or this looks good.
And that came like a bit shorter, and like I put like it was like I did it. They felt the taps were a bit loose. And I stuck one of those stickers in, and it's fine. And literally, I was like grinding 10 taps on it, and it's like it's doing easy, and like it was perfect. It was fine. Like I played it because I got that one at EKC, and like I was playing it there. I was like, okay, yeah, stick a sticker in it, and it literally did not move like once.
For sure.
It's been great.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used the Soul stickers, but when I used other stickers, it wouldn't be super consistent, but I've never had one issue with wax
with
ever.
Beeswax,
yeah, like and
me neither, but I've just like never just got into the routine of it because the stickers have worked for me.
It's worked for you, like, yeah, for sure.
But like, whenever at an event, I've like already put it on like multiple times.
Yeah, because I included the wax in my string pack as well.
Oh, nice.
And you'll need a lighter. I didn't have a lighter in the string pack, but I just love how you can, if you wax a lot of the sword, you can literally adjust the height of it and it still stays there, which is so cool. But yeah. So you grinding Kendamas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on Royce's tricks right now?
Dude, you always release them when I'm away. So I'm like, dude, you do it with the taps and jugs. You release them the day before EKC. So I've just been like, I'm at the point with the taps and jug list now where I'm like, every trick's like I can't like do a session and hit a bunch. I have to like grind one trick.
Yeah, okay.
But the taps were fun.
What place are you in right now?
I was 4th. I'm probably lower now because everybody's doing Royces.
Yeah.
And I haven't touched Royces yet.
Yeah.
I was like 7th when you posted the top 8s.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was top 7 this time, right? Because I don't know, the last one got cropped out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did the bends. There's 2 of bends that I haven't hit, and I never plan to.
What's that? Penguin handle.
It was the penguin, far penguin, nod off, and then the far penguin bird flip, naughty bird flip. Those are 2 I can't do. I think.
You just don't want to.
I can't, and I don't want to. I just like
your wrist doesn't want you to.
Dude, I'm lucky I did all the rest. Like I would not have done those if there was any other lists I could have done. Those were like the least of the tricks I like doing. But I did them all, and they were fun. Like it was fun to get the Normix is just fun no matter the trick.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's so addictive. Because
have you seen the new update?
No. What's the?
Pull out your phone.
Dude, it's charging. I got the.
All right. So.
I'm curious. It's a big update. When did this come out? Before, after Royces?
This morning.
This morning?
Yeah. I'm really pumped about this. So there's a trick of the day that's going to come out every single day. There's the easy, medium, hard version. You'll be able to pick the trick and upload it. And then in your profile, you'll be able to see how many days you have a streak. So you'll be able to, better get on it as soon as possible because then you're going to want like 50 days in when there's the 50th day.
How hard is the hard trick today?
They're not out yet. I need to like do that tonight, but they're going to be, I have actually you in mind because you're like the biggest user. I mean, I guess Dwesty's up there too, but like
I've been up there from the start.
You're from the start, right? Yeah. And I have all top players like you and Dwesty and everybody else in mind for the hard one.
Yeah.
Sarah Base Cup is definitely not it. I don't know how that got there.
So would it, no matter the difficulty of the trick, like that you do of that day,
you can pick anyone.
You still get the streak.
You can pick anyone, but I imagine that.
You do the hard one.
Yeah.
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's but
that's sick, dude.
Yeah. And then also just like ease of use, when you tap the top menu, you can go to different ones instead of having to scroll through all of them.
One thing. Wait, what? Oh, what, dude! I was literally about to mention that. Like, I was like, what we want is just like, you know how the amount of times.
Yeah. So
I was thinking you'd do like a 3x3 grid or something.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like but then that's perfect. Until you get to the point where you still have to scroll that. And
yeah. And then we'll figure something out. But yeah.
You bring a search menu or something.
Yeah, and then you can see the little score next to each category too, which I'm pumped about. Yeah,
dude, that's so sick.
And then the next update's not going to be as fun. There's going to be advertisements.
But like, it's gonna.
I have to do it,
dude. Like,
I have to make money.
Everybody's gonna understand, man.
Not even make money. I have to get money back for this thing.
Really?
So, yeah. There'll be a premium option.
But then more player lists are gonna come out. You told me, right?
Yeah, more player lists. So yeah, there's a lot coming.
It's like there's so many possibilities you can do with that.
I know.
It's honestly like the reason why I've been such a big like user of it from the start is like I think it's gonna be game changing for Kendama. Like the amount of like you can do so much stuff with it. It's gonna be so good, and ads aren't gonna like people are like right now it's probably one of the most insane free apps on the App Store right now. The fact that it's got like someone like monitoring it.
At least for the ads, what I want to do is have companies on there. So at least if you can't skip a 5-second video ad, there's going to be like Sweets or somebody
he talked to Sweets about it, and he said he was like down.
They love it. So it's really, really cool. Yeah, I love all the support. But I'm super excited about this because it's just like a passion project that I have.
It's been good. It's almost like a year old now, over a year old.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like it's been going strong.
It's like 8 months old. Yeah,
dude,
9 months old.
How many users? Like surely has a bunch of users now.
Yeah, a few thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Probably more than that now. Last time I checked was like 2 or 3, but Japan's not really in it yet. Okay. I made a Japanese translation, but I think I need to just advertise over there.
Yeah.
And then
maybe get like a Japanese player.
Japanese player to get on there. Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I'd love to get Japan on there because then we'll see a bunch of more users. Yeah. And then of course as Kendama grows, they'll go higher and higher. But
yeah, I think just keep just keep doing what you're doing. It's gonna be insane. I love doing it is so much fun. Like I remember when the first few lists came out, it was like such it was like another level that the community could like relate to and talk about. Like everybody's doing the same tricks. Like you can like compare and like it's so I love it so much. It's just like so much fun to do.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Should we end it there?
Let's do it, dude. That was so much fun.
All right, awesome, man.
Dude, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That was great.
Great talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.